So the easiest way to model decimals is based on the way we modeled whole numbers. Decimal just means based on 10. And so we'll just use base 10 blocks with a twist. Now, again, decimals are a pretty generic term. Whole numbers are decimals because they're based on 10. And so again, we're mainly concerned about modeling decimals as fractions. And a fraction, we got really used to the idea as just an equal part of a whole. And so the twist with base 10 blocks is which block is one whole. Based on that, you can do different modeling of numbers. So I'm going to bring up the Math Learning Center app that we used in the past, and I will put that in the YouTube video and the chat. So here I have their Number Pieces app, which again will be in the chat and in the description on the YouTube video. And when you first get to this app, you'll just have a blank screen. And this was very helpful in, again, playing with whole numbers. It comes in with the yellow set of base 10 blocks. And with whole numbers, typically this is 1. And here's a group of 10 ones for 10. And here's a group of 10 tens for 100. Now, with decimals, the twist is we change what a whole is. So instead of this one being a whole, we let one of the other blocks be a whole. The other thing is with this app at the bottom left, we have the just single color, although there is a color changing button at the bottom, to the different colors. And this is the one I prefer. So I'm just going to trash what I have on the screen here, start over. So again, I like to, as soon as I get to the app, switch from the plain single color to the multicolor, and then it's easier to tell one from the other. And so I'm just going to go backwards here. I'm going to let this piece here be 1. And so I'm going to label that. So that's going to be my one whole here. If that's one whole, then what is this? Well, 10 of these longs make that flat one right there. So this must be 1/10. And we can see this red shape is a 10 by 10 grid. So a yellow must be 1/100. And then I can use that idea. So this is my key for working with them. And I can make numbers like this. So I put 1.23. Remember, 0.23 is slang. The proper way to read this is to identify that I have tenths and hundredths. So this would be read 1 and 23 hundredths is the proper way. So with kids, we want to not speak slang. We'll slip here and there. And it's cool to tell the kids that saying the 0.23 is slang, because then they get to catch you. And it makes the class a little more fun. And then we can all remember, oh yeah, to read it properly, right? Reinforce those decimal places. It's 1 and 23 hundredths. So here's my one whole here. And then I have 1, 2 of my tenths. And I have 1, 2, 3 of those hundredths. So 1 and 23 hundredths modeled. And then this can be used to add, subtract decimals. You can even use them a little bit to multiply. It gets a little trickier. We'll look at that later. And you can use these to divide too. You just have to carefully choose your numbers and have a key available as to what a whole is. Otherwise, it's easy to lose track of the whole situation. Now, I picked this one to be a whole. I could have picked the green one to be a whole. It wouldn't make sense to make the yellow one a whole because then I can only work with whole numbers and I don't get any fractions. So usually we make the red one a whole. I could even go further. I could make the red one a 10th, and then the green would be 100th and the yellow would be 1,000th. But this is the pretty common representation with these toys when we're talking about decimal fractions. And based on that, I can build a whole bunch of mixed numbers or just strictly decimal numbers. So suppose I want to, with this, demonstrate the number 37 hundredths. So with my key here, I would just need to find myself, and we could go vertical or horizontal, 3/10, and then get myself 7 of these. Let's see, I think I got 7. 1, oops, come over there, please. 2, 3, 4, 5, oh, 1 shy, 6. And so here's my 37 hundredths. And again, when you're doing your homework, when you're reading the book, when you're playing with these activities, you're going to catch yourself doing the slang 1.37. Try and catch yourself and say, well, wait, nope, that's 37 hundredths. So this is a good way to, again, model what is a decimal fraction. Key, it's a fraction, so we have to identify a whole. That's got to be out there for all the kids to grasp and look back at to remember, because it's going to be an easy thing to forget because it's new.